Hello, it's Concord Wind. I was just kind of skimming through a passage of, or a chapter of God's words, and got me to thinking, we fellowshipped here on my TikTok, Rumble, and YouTube. Um, how Satan uses science, knowledge, culture, social trends, and superstition to corrupt mankind. But see, 1 second. All right, so it wouldn't be enough if Satan only used those five things to corrupt mankind, because mankind would be hesitant to accept those things if there wasn't some kind of payoff or reward, or there has to be a motivation for pursuing those things, right? And the motivation is fame and gain. Fame, personal gain, profit, wealth, status, reputation. Those are the things that Satan instills into man as the motivation for pursuing knowledge, science, culture, trends, superstition. The motivation behind pursuing all those things is personal profit as well as fame. And that is the core, that is somewhat the root of all evil, if you will. I know the Bible says money is the root of all evil, but it's when it comes down to it, it's fame and personal profit. That's really the root of all evil, because that is the motivation, that is the essence behind all of the philosophy and teachings of Satan. Is that, if you pursue science, if you pursue culture, if you pursue trends, you'll be famous and you'll be wealthy. So that's that's the motivation right there. That's how Satan controls people. It's through fame and personal profit. So is pursuing fame and personal profit a worthy endeavor? Absolutely not. I've tasted fame in my life. I mean, I'm not famous now, but I used to have delusions while I was in psychosis that I was famous, and I experienced it as if it was real, And I can say from experience that fame is an empty and hollow thing, because once you have it, it's like, okay, now what? What's the next thing? And there's nothing after it. Because if you're walking Satan's path, there's nothing beyond fame and wealth. And I've tasted wealth as well. When I was with my ex-wife, she made a lot of money, and then I made a little bit of money, and our money combined, like, we were able to have an extravagant apartment, an extravagant vehicle. We were able to eat extravagant food every single day. We were able to go to extravagant places, see extravagant things, and we lived a life of luxury, really, And so I've tasted wealth. I know that's empty, because, the goal that Satan instills in man is fame and wealth. Well, once you have it, it's like, okay, what's next? But that's the goal. That's the end result. There's nothing after it. So while you're looking for the next thing to chase, or, it's like there's nothing after that. So you're just stuck, and you're like, is this it? And some people kill themselves. Some people turn to God, once they've obtained fame and wealth, because their lives are empty. Wealth and fame, they don't bring sustenance to the spirit. They don't satisfy the needs of humanity. As a matter of fact, fame and wealth are incompatible with the needs of humanity and incompatible with conscience and reason to a degree. And it depends on how it's obtained. But no matter what, it's the incorrect path, and it is empty, it is hollow, and it does not bring true happiness. They say money doesn't buy happiness. And it's true. There was a rapper, I won't name his name, but he said, they say money buys happiness is true, but nobody talks about what happens after that. And I know what happens after that. Emptiness, hollowness, wanting the next thing, wanting to chase after the next thing, wanting to achieve the next goal. Because having a goal is what keeps people moving forward. But once you've achieved the ultimate goal in Satan's logic, which is fame and wealth, there's nothing after that. So there's nothing left to pursue. So you're just left hollow and empty. And I hope these words are enough to convince you not to chase after fame and wealth. I really do. Because it is a hollow pursuit, and it will not bring you happiness. I'll tell you what brings you happiness. It is pursuing the truth. I have found that the more I love God, the happier I am. The more I pursue the truth, the more truth I gain. The more I feel fulfilled, the more I feel meaning and purpose in my life. Serving God gives me meaning and purpose. Being an honest person keeps my conscience clear, my mind at ease. My mind at ease. And it's just wonderful to practice the truth. It really is. And, I've developed a thirst and a hunger for righteousness over the years. I love justice. I love righteousness. I love when good and positive things prevail over evil. And I hate when evil forces prevail over good and positive things. I hate that. And I have this, I'm possessed of this disposition because of God's work on me and my cooperation with God, So, if you want to be a good person, if you want to love good things, pursue the truth, and you will have happiness in your heart. Your heart will be at peace, and you'll have joy in your heart. Your mind will be at ease. You'll put conscious effort into your duty, and your duty will give your life meaning and value, Serving your purpose, fulfilling your mission in this life. Nothing is better. Nothing is better. It is so much better than fame and wealth, because fame and wealth doesn't fulfill your purpose. Like, you may gain fame and wealth, but your purpose isn't fulfilled. You're not fulfilling your purpose. You're not completing the mission that God gave you when you were born into this world. So fame and wealth is very empty, and it doesn't satisfy the needs of humanity. And the needs of humanity are to find purpose, meaning, value in life, to have a direction in life. That is really what it's all about. So, yeah. Wonderful things. So, all right. Thanks so much for watching. May God be with you all. May God guide and lead you all. May God's will be done in your lives and the lives of all people. That is my wish. That is my hope. And yeah, thanks for watching. So, bye-bye.